Hey, I'm Justine, and I've got the 7 top pro tips to becoming a pro intuitive artist. So I'm an intuitive artist and I teach others how to become intuitive artists also. So there are 7 steps I'm going to guide you through. It's a lot about mindset. So if you haven't yet, you can hit like and subscribe. And be sure to get notified when I post a new video on intuitive art or the business of it or anything like that. Thanks for watching, and let's continue with the 7 steps of becoming a pro intuitive artist. So I teach intuitive artists in my online art school, the I Am Code, and all the students basically are becoming intuitive professional artists from nothing, starting from complete scratch. And I'm mostly working on them with mindset, skills, and enhancement, and focus. Number 1 is focus. The number 1 thing is to be so clear that you know why you're doing this. What are you plugging into your emotional, physical, mental, spiritual GPS? Why are you wanting to be an artist in the first place? Key. If you don't know where you want to go, how are you going to get there? So it's really important to focus on where you're focusing. Where is that point? Where are you putting in your GPS? What is that address? If it is being a professional intuitive artist, that may be really vague. So what does that mean to you? What does being professional mean to you? Being successful mean to you? Being a thriving artist even mean to you? So I think getting really clear on those things and doing some journaling is super important. There's fireworks going on. It's 4th of July weekend. And the next pro attribute for being a professional intuitive artist is devotion. You must have a high level of devotion to your art, to your practice. It's almost like being religious about your art. Not that your art is God or you're worshiping your art in any way. That's not what I'm saying. But it is the act of devotion, of love, of nurturing, of care, of just pouring your soul into this work because you know it's what God gave you this gift to use. So he gave you this gift to do something with. So it's the devotional act of, I believe and feel that we're serving God through our creative acts. Now, being an intuitive artist is really different than just being a regular artist or a contemporary artist or a modern artist or a sculptural artist. An intuitive artist means that you are tapping into your deepest core. You're tapping into your spiritual body, your emotional body. You're connected to your soul and your consciousness and all that exists beyond you. So you're connecting to a higher self and then connecting to God to bring through your being the art that you came here to make. And I see that as an act of honoring God and being in devotion to God through your creative acts. Now, even if you don't believe in God, if that's just source energy for you, it's the same concept, the same idea. It totally works. It's interchangeable. And I really encourage you to practice being open to and defining what devotion means to you. So that's step 2, passion. Step 3 is passion. You must be passionate about being an artist, about being an intuitive artist. If you don't have the passion, that is like, that's the kind of the feeling where no matter what happens, you're going to persevere. You're going to push through. No matter what, nothing's going to stop you, even when it gets hard, even when you feel like you're suffering. You're going to continue through and you're going to push through. And it sounds like we're going to war or something, but I think that making art it's one of the most important things about being a human and being connected to our spiritual core is creating. And maybe it's not art that someone chooses, but for me, that's what it is. Now, to be a professional intuitive artist, you must be passionate about this devotional connection and practice to make work at all costs. At all costs. The next step will explain more about that too. So step 4 is your commitment. It's your lifestyle commitment. And when you are committed to changing your lifestyle around, cutting things out, stopping things, saying no to things so that you can pour all that energy into the art you came here to make. That's what commitment is about. It's about this just devoting yourself passionately in a focused way to being an intuitive artist. It's all mindset stuff. It's so important. So this is what we're mostly working on in the I Am Code. And the students, also I call them members, we're all like-minded thinkers, feelers, sensitives, intuitives, empaths, working on developing these intuitive abilities to tap into and open up to our spiritual connectedness to make the best, most authentic, God-created, given, enchanting art possible. That's what this work I make is all about and what I help other artists make. So the 5th step is stewardship, being in service to others through our art. So it's not a selfish act. Making art is not a selfish act at all. I do not believe that, not even close. It is, of course, like I said before, an act of service to God, to Source. And the stewardship comes in giving, extraordinary, radical giving. So in the I Am Code, I teach how to connect with bigger ideas to make a bigger impact in the world with your art. And somehow that helps us get out of the way so we're not making art from a selfish place, but a place that feels extraordinary. And being of service and being able to help others through our art, we're not being healers with our art. We are using our art and the abundance that follows and is attracted to that art and that creativity. We're using that to share and spread more seeds to others to help activate that in more people. And we can use the profits and proceeds to give in massive ways to make a really powerful, beautiful impact on this world while we're here. It's so important. If anyone's gonna do it, I think artists should. And if any artist is gonna do it, I think an intuitive, spiritual, sensitive artist should be the one with all the resources and all the money and abundance to be able to do good in this world. Core belief of mine. Now, the 6th step is repetition. It's practice. It is how you will take your skill to the next level. How you will, it's connected to all the other steps, but it's the practice and repetition. You get it. Just keep making art every single day, and don't stop. Just let it be part of your lifestyle. The 7th step is spiritual openness. And that is if you have a desire, a little like intuitive nudge to be an intuitive artist, or something about it piques your interest, this could be a deep core calling in you to take it to the next level, and to maybe even just like use the link below and book a call with me to see if it's right for you. And I can talk with you individually and really hear about what you're thinking and feeling and making and curious about, and see if this is the right career path for you. And usually when I get on a call with someone, I start to tune in intuitively with someone, and I start to see a roadmap. And sometimes it's not even to work with me or to be in the I Am Code school, but it's something else that I can guide you to. So I really highly encourage you, take the opportunity and use the link below and book a call with me, and we can see what will happen. So spiritual openness, your 7th step here, your 7th mindset professional tip is spiritual openness. Now that could be a practice of meditating and just being open to source, open to spirit to come through, open for God to just come and pour into you and create through you. It literally feels like I kind of like go into a blackout almost, an intuitive flow. And what it actually is I'm accessing a low brainwave, an alpha theta brainwave when I'm creating. And I get into this space where it kind of feels like I'm not fully in my waking state, but I'm kind of like in a very deep meditative state because those low brain waves are kicking in and slowing down. And so that's when I'll come out of creating or working on a painting for an hour or so, and I step back and look at it and think, where did that come from? That is God, source coming through, and me being open to that coming through. So if this interests you, if you want more information on this kind of stuff, be sure to like and subscribe and send me an email. You can email me directly and we can chat and see. I can answer any questions you have. And the email is teamimcode@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out the next video. I'm going to be teaching you how to intuitively paint to your favorite song. Don't miss it. See you there.